Hello and welcome to REVIT Beginner Program. In the last few episodes, we talked about why masking is important and how to create different kinds of form using mask by extrusion, mask by blend methods. Today in this episode, we're going to talk about how to generate a mask form using the sweep and the swept blend method. So let's begin. Okay, so here I am in a new project under level 0 floor plan view, and under masking inside, I'm going to switch on my show mask option. So this ensures that I can see my mask clearly. And I'm going to start creating an in-place mask, call it sweep method. Now in the sweep approach, it's basically an extrusion along a path. So you have a cross-section profile, and perpendicular to that, you have a path. And when you select these both, the masking tool will understand that you want this particular profile to be extruded along that path. Let's see that in a practical example. The first thing I'm going to draw is the path. So let's say I'm going to start creating an arc of about 20 meters in diameter. And I'm going to create over here. So let's go ahead in 3D view. I'm going to switch on the work plane sign so I can see where my work plane is. So this is my work plane, which is on a level 0. So it's basically on a floor plan view. But now I want to draw a cross-section profile perpendicular to that my path. So I'm going to set my work plane to this particular start point. And you'll see how my work plane has shifted from level 0 to the perpendicular point at that start point. Now I'm able to create a cross-section profile on this work plane. So let's say I'm going to create about 3 meters in radius. Now I'm going to select the path, press Ctrl, and add to my selection the cross-section profile. So the path and the profile both are selected, and I'm simply going to my masking tool and saying create form. And it's going to create a sweep that is an extrusion along that particular path. I'm going to finish this pass, and here we have. Now I can always come back to my masking inside, change particular surfaces into building elements. Let's go ahead and change the upper surface into a curtain system of about 10 by 20 grid. And I'm going to select the surface, create system. Here we are. Now this is a sweep approach. You have a cross-section profile that is extruded along a path. Now what if you have multiple cross-section profiles that you want to blend along that path? Now this approach is called swept blend. Now let's try that out. I'm going to go back into my level 0, and I'm going again into in-place mask, and I'm going to call it swept blend method. And in this case, I'm going to create a similar path, let's say about this size. And in this case, I'm going to go ahead and create a couple of different points where I want to create my cross-section profiles. So I'm going to go under reference, select the points, and I'm going to put a first point at start point, another at somewhere around here, and at my end point. So these are the 4 places I want 4 different kinds of profiles that needs to be blended along that path. So let's go ahead and set our work plane to this particular start point. I'm not going to create a reference line, I'm going to create a model line. So let's go ahead and create a 3-meter radius here. Now I'm going to set my work plane to this particular point. So let's see how my plane is shifting from one point to the other. And in this case, I'm going to create a circle which is a little bit smaller, so maybe 1500 in size. Let's go ahead and set a work plane over here. And in this case, I'm going to create an oval shape of about 1500 in radius by maybe 2000. This looks more like a circle, so I'm going to reduce the size to about 1200 here. So now the last cross-section profile, I'm going to set my work plane to this end point, and I'm going to create an oval which is about 3000 in radius and 1500 in another radius. So I have 4 separate profiles which I would like to now blend and along this particular path. So I'm going to select all of these my profiles. I can press Ctrl and add to selection all of these different profiles. And last, I'm going to select my path. So I have all the 5 elements, the 4 cross-section profiles and the paths selected. Now I'm going to go into my masking tool and say create form. So now it has created a swept blend. Now you can always come back to your mask and make changes to this. This is always allowed, regardless of whichever method you choose to create your mask form. And I'm going to select my entire mask, and maybe I want to add another profile somewhere around here. I can always come back to this profile, edit profile. I can say you are a little bit something like this. I'm going to finish that up. So you'll see how my mask form kind of adapts to that profile. I can always come back, finish my masking inside, and let's change this into a wall. And let's change the upper part into a curtain system of about 20 by 20 grid. Create system. And you'll see we have a different kind of mask form available here. Here we really don't have separate tools for sweep, separate tools for swept blend. It's more of how you work intuitively. So even if you have created something out of one approach, you can always change this and make edits. For example, let's go ahead and select our mask form over here. I'm going to isolate this for a minute. And I'm going to select this mask form and edit in place. Now this is the mask form we created using one cross-section profile extruded along that particular path. But I can always edit this and make it a swept blend. For example, I can come here to this particular profile and go ahead and say edit profile. Instead of this particular profile, I want to go ahead and say, okay, this is something I want to do as oval. And I can finish that, and now the sweep has been converted into a swept blend. You have two separate profiles blended together along that path. You can always also come back and add a profile somewhere in the middle. Select this particular one, edit the profile, and now you can make changes to this. So let's say I want to change this into a rectangle instead of a circle. I'm going to finish that. So you'll see that now we have a circle blended to a rectangle and rectangle blended to an ellipse. So now we have an interesting mask form. I'm going to come back and reset this. Select my wall and say update to face, and it's going to update to the changes that are made to that mask. I'm going to select my curtain system and say update to face. It's also going to update to that particular face. Now we have an additional surface in between, so I'm going to convert that also into a wall here. So there we are. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. In the next episode, we're going to talk about how to create a mask form using revolve method. So please make sure that you've subscribed. Stay tuned. I'll see you in the next one.